Welcome into another video in my series where we're going through and testing out every single weapon inside of Modern Warfare 3 to see how viable these weapons are for you to use inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, and the MW2 weapons. So if you guys are new around here and you like to see how weapons perform inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, make sure you're subscribed, turn on those bell notifications so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself on Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. As well, today, down below in the description, you will find the link for my streams as I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I stream a ton of custom zombies and other zombie-related games, and I'd just be honored to have you guys come in to hang out. Now currently, in Season 4, we have 2 events running. The Critical Countdown, let me know in the comments section below how far and how many DNA strands you have collected for that. As well, there is the Mobile Suit Gundam Legends events, and at the end of the event, we get this blueprint, which I think looks pretty cool. I'm pretty eager to do a video on that one and check it out and see how it performs, so that's going to be tons of fun. So let me know what you think about the 2 events in the comment sections down below. Now on Wednesdays, as you know, is my favorite day of the week as they update our weekly challenges. So for week 2 of season 4, the weekly challenges unlocks an aftermarket conversion kit for the assault rifle Castov 762 and the assault rifle Castov 545. And the aftermarket conversion kit removes all vertical recoil completely. So these guns now shoot like an absolute laser beam. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Castov 762 with the week 2 aftermarket conversion kit. We're going to be taking it through all 3 zones, taking on bounty contracts all the way through. So hopefully by the end of today's video, you'll have a really good idea on how the week 2 aftermarket conversion kit performs for you inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. So without further ado, let's get to the Castov aftermarket conversion kit review video today. Alright, so here we are spawning in with the Season 4 Week 2 Aftermarket Conversion Kit for the Assault Rifle Castov 762. We have the Heated Madness Blueprint, which was something I unlocked, and it was available in DMZ, and you had to unlock it in the Koshkai complex. So we have that on, and a camo underneath there, which I think is a really cool combination. So we're going to be keeping that combo for the run today. And when we spawn in and test these aftermarket conversion kits or weapons, we spawn in and put on my perks with no additions to the weapon to make it any stronger whatsoever. I do run Deadshot Daiquiri as a mouse and keyboard player, so there is no ADS snap, but I do run it for the extra critical hit damage. So we spawned in today and picked out our first bounty contract of the day. And let me tell you guys, the end of my match today was just unfreaking believable. Make sure you stick through because you will not believe the ending. It's truly, I don't have words for it, really. Anyway, we picked up our first bounty contract of the day today, which was a Mangler, and I could already tell just how, I mean, the Castov 762 has always been a fairly decent weapon for sure to use inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, but this aftermarket conversion kit just makes this like an absolute laser beam. I absolutely, truly enjoyed using this aftermarket conversion kit as it's just, like you can see, it's just an absolute laser beam. The damage from the Castov 762 is for sure strong, definitely. So it was good to see. We completed off our first bounty contract, got a self-revive and a perk, which I needed. So the next thing to do was to go off and visit the Pack-a-Punch machine inside of Tier 1 and make sure we melee the machine before using the machine or applying Pack-a-Punch crystals so that we can keep that beautiful blueprint camo combination on the gun for the run today. So now we are Pack 1 inside of Tier 1, and I wanted to grab another bounty contract to see just how much stronger this Castov 762 is going to be with the aftermarket conversion kit on a bounty contract inside of Tier 1, just being pack-a-punched with white rarity. The first bounty contract of the day went fairly smoothly, so I was feeling pretty good about heading off to grab our second bounty of the day and take him on inside of Tier 1, and I could tell just off the hop increasing this weapon to Pack-a-Punch 1 at white rarity was definitely very, very viable for you guys to be using inside of Tier 1. So if you guys maybe are out of, I don't know, crystals or tools and you're stuck running around in Tier 1, this is definitely something you can bring in. You can Pack-a-Punch it and you'll be able to handle pretty much everything that comes at you inside of Tier 1. So the next thing to do was to grab another bounty contract inside of Tier 1 to see just how this weapon performs, taking on another bounty contract for sure. It's definitely something I was intrigued to see. So we move forward, and this time we have Legendary and Napalm Burst on my weapon, and holy smokes, that Mimic did not stand a chance. We got 2 perks out of the deal, which I grabbed, which was nice to see, and at this point, I was really eager to push into Tier 2 and grab a bounty contract, because this aftermarket conversion kit was offering just unbelievable recoil control. This thing shoots like an absolute laser beam with this aftermarket conversion kit. I did try out the 545 as well. Same thing, it shoots like an absolute laser beam for sure, so that was awesome to see. And then I went to pick up my bounty contract inside of Tier 1, and this is where I was starting to get a little bit concerned about my match. This one went and completed himself all on his own, which was great. I checked the loot, which was nothing I needed, so the next thing I needed to do was to grab another bounty contract inside of Tier 1 so I can show you guys just how strong this Castov 762 is with the aftermarket conversion kit for Season 4 against a bounty contract inside of Tier 2 at Pack 1. A legendary with napalm without, you know, putting it to PAP 2 inside of Tier 2 and taking on a bounty contract. And again, on my way over to this contract, second one in a row that itself completed itself. So at this point, I was starting to wonder what was up with my game, what was up with my match, because 2 in a row is pretty rare. I usually get 1 here, maybe 1 there, but 2 back-to-back was definitely something I was not expecting. So we found ourselves another bounty contract inside of Tier 2, went and picked it up, and I was excited to hopefully be able to get to this bounty contract before it auto-completed itself, and we did. We made it over, thank goodness. And it was a Mimic inside of Tier 2, and we are Pack 1, Legendary and Napalm, taking on the Mimic inside of Tier 2. And you can see just how viable this Castov 762 and how straight it shoots with the aftermarket conversion kit on it. It is truly remarkable. This is just an absolute joy to use. It handles crowd control inside of Tier 2 at single pack-a-punch. Definitely not much of an issue at all, for sure. As you can see on screen, I'm able to clear out all of the riffraff that came at me as I was trying to get into my reward rift, for sure. And these darn DNA strands that make me run around like an idiot trying to collect them all. I swear, I think it looks absolutely hilarious to see all of us running through all these DNA strands constantly. It's pretty funny. Let me know your thoughts about that down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. So now it was time to find the Pack-a-Punch machine inside of Tier 2, and I was surprised that there wasn't one in Pop-Off Power, because there usually is packed there for me. But it wasn't there, so lo and behold, we had to head over to Lowtown to visit the Pack-a-Punch machine and get the Castov 762 to Pack-a-Punch level 2. And then I wanted to check and see how we're doing against a bounty contract inside of Tier 2, being Pack-a-Punch 2, Legendary with Napalm. If this bounty contract inside of Tier 2 is basically an almost instant delete, then I know I'm going to be very excited to push on forward into Tier 3 and see what this is capable of doing inside of Tier 3. So I made it over to our bounty contract. We picked it up. It was a Disciple, and if you know me, I'm not a big fan of Disciples. However, this Castov 762 with the aftermarket conversion kit just shoots so straight that I was able to get so many critical shots on that Disciple in such rapid fashion that contract was honestly super easy to do. So at this point, I was really excited. I wanted to throw on my PAP 3 crystal that I bring in every single match, then get into into Tier 3 and visit the Wonder Fizz machine, grab the rest of the perks that I needed for my match before heading into Tier 3. And I thought I was dead right there. Oh my god, I thought that the helicopter blades were gonna down me. I was gonna fall out of the sky and literally die out and be the end of my match. I'm so glad that didn't happen. Let me know if that's ever happened to you, where you've been in the air parachuting and you parachute through a helicopter. Very terrifying. How does it perform inside of Tier 3 dealing with crowd control? It is definitely viable for sure. You can see you're able to push back the congestion that is Tier 3 as it comes at you, just kind of slowly walking back. ADS, you can just see we are mowing down the horde. I mean, you can see the carnage on screen, just how strong this is and how straight this aftermarket conversion kit makes the Castov 762 shoot, which makes it so enjoyable to use. Like, it's really awesome to have a weapon that just fires like absolutely dead straight. It feels like a laser beam. The Castov 762 damage is definitely up there for sure. I feel like this is something that you want to bring into Tier 3 with at least an epic tool. I don't think blue tool with Pack 3 is going to be doing enough damage for you guys inside of Tier 3. So is the Castov 762 something that I feel is going to be viable for all of us to run inside of our tier 3 games, inside of MW3 Zombies? I definitely think so, for sure, 100%. Like I said, if you're coming into tier 3, I do feel like Epic Tool is going to be needed on this in order to make it something that is viable for you guys to use, for sure. But I was definitely trying to go and get a bounty contract here. We managed to pick one up, and then on my way over to our bounty contract was a disciple inside of tier 3. It auto-completed itself again. I couldn't believe how many of these contracts in this match were auto-completing themselves. It was incredibly frustrating. There was nothing in the loot that I needed. So the last thing to do, I mean, I couldn't get a bounty contract today for the life of me that was any decent at all. There was another team inside of tier 3 with a blood burner bike and the scorcher, and they were beating me to every single contract constantly. It was very frustrating. So I figured I'd show you guys a Mega Abomination HVT inside of tier 3 with this aftermarket conversion kit, and just show you guys how viable this is to take on HVTs. I mean, we're dealing with Zhorde, the Guardian of the Arches, but he did not stand much of a chance with this Castov 762. I mean, you can see just how straight this shoots. I was honestly surprised building the weapon and then taking it into the firing range and seeing just how it has zero vertical recoil, like absolutely nothing. It is truly awesome to use. I really enjoy the aftermarket conversion kits. I think it's a ton of fun and adds a bunch of replayability to the weapons that you may have already been using. So go ahead and check them out with a change up to them with the aftermarket conversion kit for sure. And, you know, again, I just wanted to show you guys how viable this weapon is with the aftermarket conversion kit inside of tier 3 to deal with, you know, the riffraff when you've got a, you know, HVT that you're trying to take on and all the other congestion that comes along with it when you're in tier 3. And this is something that's definitely viable to clear out all that stuff inside of tier 3. The zombies, the armored zombies, your elites, your HVTs, the dogs, definitely not a problem. Zhorde is here. I thought I would jump down to our pathway today as Zhorde was not cooperating on the stairs. He was not being a gameful combatant in our back and forth battle with Zhorde, the Guardian of the Arches. But when we got to our path, I was able to control Zhorde's movements in here. As you move forward, you can make him come towards you, and if you back up, you can make him go away from you. So this is an awesome spot for that, definitely, 100%. And you can see here the crowd control dealing with the dogs and all the zombies that are coming at me inside of here. And the damage that I'm doing to Zhorde without even him firing up a laser attack has been truly awesome. We were able to get a ton of damage to him here, but I was out of ammo, so we had to reload. And then his laser attack got taken up by that corner, and I had a whole bunch of riffraff show up. We had a disciple show up. We had armored zombies show up. Zhorde was trying to be smart and flank me. So I had to pop my head out there and tell him, nah, that's not how that works. Come back here. I need to show them how strong this Castov 762 aftermarket conversion is, Zhorde. He was not working with me. You know, I don't know what's up with Zhorde since Season 4, but he's been getting a little bit smarter. I swear he's going to Mega Abomination School because he's learning about the cheese spots. Either that, or he's definitely one of the latest subscribers, and I need to do a big thank you to each and every one of you. We have crossed the 2,400 subscriber mark on the channel as of this morning. Unfreaking believable. Thank you all so very much for the support. Holy smokes. You guys are just crushing it, absolutely crushing it. So looking forward to now on to see when we can hit 2,500 subscribers on the channel. Truly remarkable support from all of you. Thank you so much. I really can't believe that. We finished off Zhorde there. He dropped us his 1,500 cash, the large backpack, and an epic tool. And he also gave me a perk, but I didn't need it. So then it was time to find another bounty contract, and you can see there was the team on the blood burner bike making their way over to the only bounty contract inside of tier 3. This had happened to me my entire match today, so I gave up and I said, okay, let's go grab the raid weapon stash, and we'll show you guys how I complete the raid weapon stash inside of tier 3. Now, this is where things went absolutely haywire in my game. Like, I have never experienced this before. And usually when I do, what happens at the end of my match never happens. I'm not that lucky, and usually things like this end up in just a no-win situation for myself. So we climbed up here where I like to hang out doing my raid weapon stash inside of tier 3. We're using the thermites to control, you know, the zombies coming up the stairwell here. And I noticed right here when I was doing this raid weapon stash, there was an extra amount of zombies in this stash. Like every time I tried to head back in, there was zombies coming out of the door. Nope, can't go in that way. Too many zombies. I thought that was a door. My bad. But then we made it around, and you can see once I got back inside to the raid weapon stash, just how many zombies were here for a one-player contract was truly remarkable. I hadn't seen that many zombies in a long time on a raid weapon stash inside of tier 3, doing them solo for sure. And then the chaos happened right here. At first I didn't know what was going on, and then I couldn't pick up the insta-kill, which clued me into what was going on in my game, and everything was frozen. And then I jumped down to pick up the DNA strands, and then I became frozen, and I couldn't move. Everyone in chat was typing like, what the heck is going on? I couldn't figure it out. Like, I was just stuck here. I couldn't move. I could move around, but I couldn't jump up and down. I couldn't go forward or back. There's nothing I could do. It was the strangest thing ever. Let me know in the comments if you have ever had this happen to you. And this here was the end of my match. Lost connection to host, server connection timeout. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, what the heck? So at this point now, I was really upset. I had brought in my golden armor plates. I'd brought in mags of hold-in. I'd brought in a legendary tool, PAP3 crystal. I did not want to lose all that gear for sure. So we made it back to the lobby, and can you believe it? I didn't lose anything. I have no idea what happened. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any ideas what's going on, because I was completely flabbergasted by what happened at the end of my match today. No clue how I managed to keep everything. Anyway, that's the video for today. Absolutely insane craziness. This is the build I used on the Castov 762 for today's run with the JAK REQUIEM aftermarket conversion kit equipped. This is what the aftermarket conversion kit does for you, with the pros and the cons. And if you guys are wondering about the camo I'm using, it is under your all camos down in psychedelics, and it is the occult, I think is how you say that, is the camo. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.